Zach, you want to talk to us a little bit about how the hot saw works? Like,
Well,
what kind of engine?
Well, a hot saw, what people do, and I say this respectfully, I'm not a motorhead, but I know people who do it, and if you want to run them, you can find people to work on.
Okay.
And they'll take a regular hot saw, and they'll juice it up. They'll run a higher octane gas in it, and they'll run a different type pitch saw or blade or chain to it, and they'll put a pipe on it. And a pipe is like a supercharger. It creates more horsepower to it.
Okay. Like a
So-
breathe plus the pull too?
Right, and they say, now I've heard this forever, on that bend, when that pipe comes out, it's better to have a cut, a weld, a cut, a weld, a cut, a weld, a cut, a weld to make the bend versus bending the pipe, because it acts like a wind channel, and it just whips that wind out and sucks it out that much faster.
Almost like a turbo on a diesel truck.
Exactly.
Oh, that's interesting.
Exactly.
That's some good knowledge
Yeah.
to know there. What's your favorite saw?
I gotta be honest with you.
There you go. You're gonna get hate mail now.
My favorite saw is an old Steel 046.
Okay.
I've had that thing, and I bought it off a buddy. It was a demo, and I've had that thing since '95.
Okay.
And it's still, I can go out there on the 7th pull. Now I know somebody's going to laugh about that. The 7th
Okay, you
pull,
know it.
but the 7th pull, that thing kicks right over and goes.
Oh, okay.
And I can run it and run it and run it.
I got you. Now I have the 660.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got-
Yep. I have the newer 660. I had to get it rebuilt once. And I tell you, for me, ripping. I use that for ripping
Right.
logs. We stand them up vertically
Oh,
with a
yeah,
machine and rip
right,
them.
right.
That's what got me in trouble. And then we were saying about the high octane. Me switching to that airplane fuel, I think keeps the heat down for us. So
right.
you say you're at 93, and you're, getting that fuel is a little bit pain in the butt. The airport's
Oh,
not
yeah,
far from our
right.
house. I spent a good bit of money. I sent a worker
Yeah,
there to go
yeah.
get it. We bring back, 3 big 5-gallon containers. And you guys are on the road.
Oh, yeah.
So you're pretty much 93. The best you can buy at anything. Okay.
When we're doing a show, the saws aren't hyped up that much.
Okay.
But it's just, you've got that pipe. If you start it, they will come.
Yeah.
I hear
It's
that
a draw.
noise, you
It's
know?
a draw. It's a draw.
But I one time talking about airplane fuel, I had my own hot saw. It was an 046.
Okay.
Not 46, I'm sorry, 084.
Mhm.
It was a big one.
Okay.
And I had a pipe on it, and I had these mixtures that I would use. Well, a buddy of mine got me some 122 octane airplane fuel.
Okay. That's the
And
cheap kind.
with that, I tried running it, and I blew more gas out of the carburetor than I put through it.
All right, so that's different. Mine's 100, so
Yeah,
that's
it
different.
was
I don't know if
bad.
you had a hold of jet fuel in that deal there or what. How about like chain modification? Because everybody be curious on a chain modification.
Well, a lot of guys, there's a fella out of Indiana, and he swears by it, and I've tried it, and it really does, and you'll know as soon as I say it. You take the
Raker?
raker, and when you get a new chain, you just take that flat file and go one time across it.
Okay.
And you know the difference it makes.
Okay.
I mean, it will just hog at that wood real hard.
Okay.
But a lot of times the guys with the race chains, they like to take that tooth and work it way down so you got less going through it.
Okay.
And also with the sprocket, they want a small sprocket because it turns that thing that much faster.
All right, so it's a faster turn, less
Right.
torque, more speed.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
gotcha. Now carvers will take and sometimes file that, and I've done it, file that raker to a point on the front. So
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
double cut. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's
right.
blade sharp, like
Yeah.
it starts at a wedge, not a blunt thing,
Right,
and cut
exactly.
through there. And, when I first carved, I did that a little bit more, and it is a noticeable difference. I'm just lazy now and don't do it, or whatever. One other thing we do, like as the saw rolls over the tip of the bar, as it comes around, the top smacking if you're trying to plunge cut, right?
Right.
All right, so we'll take the back of that tooth off, so
Right.
that rolls over. It rolls over a lot nicer. It
Yeah.
actually still makes a carving chain now you can buy in a spool. And to do that, you don't have to do it by hand, but
Well, that's what we say in the show when we're doing a wood carving, and we do that bore cut, that plunge cut, whatever you want to call it. That's the most dangerous cut there is because you're hogging in there like that, and kickback.
Shoot you right
Kickback
back
is really
at you.
bad. So that's
Yeah.
when you're operating the saw, you got to make sure to stay to the
The
side.
side, yeah.
you know.
And that does help a lot with that kickback, the
Oh,
bouncing,
yeah.
the jerking,
Right.
all
Right.
those things. And here's something I always tell people: if you have a younger man and you're trying to get started on a chainsaw, a carving bar is a way better way to get started. Now this is going to be over exaggeration, but the tip of this is so small. The bigger this head is, the
Right.
more kicking and
Right,
bucking. It's going to
exactly.
slap you to your leg or smack you in the face,
yep.
all that kind of thing. And here's probably a better example. Now this is a carving bar, but it's not gigantic.
That's what, a 24?
Yeah, right in there. And but it's smaller than a regular sprocket.
Right.
And this thing I've had for like 8 years. You know, this is a Cannon bar.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't have the big head. It's better for a kid on 24. You know, you don't see that. And then you're not going to get as much bucking and kicking.
Right.
And you know, we're carving, we're plunging all the time, but we're plunging in pine 99% of the
Right,
time. So
right.
that's a pretty good deal. But cool.
Very cool,
Well,
very
that's
cool.
nice. So hey, got a little idea what's going on with the hot sauce now.
There we
huh?
go. There we go. Ask